I'm Deanna from Stitches Quilting, and I am the designer of the Live Well, Live Strong quilt pattern, which you can see right here behind me. You may have already seen this quilt. You may have already seen a sew along that has gone on with this quilt. It is a quilt with 26 traditional quilt blocks placed together in a modern way, and each of the 26 quilt blocks has a topic about women's health and wellness that is connected to it. So we have the classic version right back here that's behind me that is 60 inches by 60 inches with 17 fabric colors. And we also have a new way that is included in the pattern of the negative space layout. So let me go ahead and show you this beautiful quilt. It has all 26 quilt blocks. It's done in another fashion with coral ombre tones. And you can see each of the quilt blocks in here. So right down here, this is the safety quilt block. So we have to have a safe environment in order to thrive, right? And all of the 26 quilt blocks are all floating in here. Right here is the content quilt block. By being content, we can feel an abundance of blessings and things in our lives with contentment. So content is an important aspect of health and wellness for women. Each one of these 26 quilt blocks goes over things, but this is the negative space layout that you can put together as a twin quilt, as a full, or as a queen, or even a king size version. All of those options are included in the Live Well, Live Strong pattern. So let me go ahead and put this back over on the quilt ladder. So, because I just love this quilt and I love to see it and everything about it. Then we have a third way that you can actually put together your Live Well, Live Strong quilt. That way is right here in something that I dreamed up, and it is so fun when you can see your dreams come true. But it is a 20-inch by 20-inch Live Well, Live Strong quilt that is foundation paper pieced. So let me go ahead and show you that right here. Can you see the papers on the back of the quilt? So I have instructions that are included with the Live Well, Live Strong quilt pattern for a limited time that it comes complimentary with the foundation paper piecing part of it too. So right now you have the classic layout, you have the negative space super modern layout, and then you also have the modern layout of the foundation paper piecing tiny version. So, and I think that's an awful lot of fun. But in addition to that, I have another bonus for you. We've also designed for you a Live Well, Live Strong quilt as a bed runner now. So you can have it be something that you lay on your bed, and that's also included in the pattern. And I can show you some of those things. Let me go ahead and go over a little bit more about the quilt. The Live Well, Live Strong quilt has 26 quilt blocks. Each one of the 26 quilt blocks represents a different aspect of health and wellness for women. So when we do a sew along, we are building skills for quilt blocks and piecing. We're learning new techniques, maybe by using a template with our cutting, or maybe with a foundation paper piece block. But I have all of those instructions completely ready for you in a Live Well, Live Strong course. The course is online. Isn't that just the perfect thing that we need with a community of women from around the world? It is a lot of fun. We have Zoom classes for you, and not only will I help you build the skills as you work on and piece these quilt blocks, but we'll talk about the quilt topics of the health and wellness for ourselves. And what's really neat about this quilt is it's based on incremental growth. So we'll work on 2 blocks a week, and that's 2 health and wellness topics a week. And that way we're not throwing at ourselves a ton of things that we'll be overwhelmed by. So the quilt course is designed to be a 3-month quilt course where we will participate, and you'll have an entire back end with illustrations, with information. You'll even have worksheets on the different health and wellness topics, and can journal your way along as you make the quilt. So you'll have a whole back end where everything is organized for you on a online course platform. And then in addition to that, we will have Zoom classes where we go ahead and we get together and we go through the quilt blocks step by step. Whether you're working on the pieced quilt blocks and learning how to make sure that you're using that 1/4 inch seam and that you're getting your outside seam allowances and not trimming those off when you're squaring your blocks. We're going to talk about tips like squaring your blocks up properly and how to make sure that when you sew together your quilt top, you've got a nice flat quilt top. I have other bonuses that are loaded in there, like how to take photographs of your quilt blocks or of your quilt, how to layer your quilt to get ready for quilting, or how to quilt on your domestic sewing machine your actual quilt top. Or if you're sending your quilt to a long armor, we're going to have loads of ideas of quilts that have already been quilted that are Live Well, Live Strong quilts that you can look at and study and see what type of quilting that you'd like to have done. So we have a wonderful plan for you of different ways that you can grow through quilting and in life. And we'll also grow together as we get to know each other. And I just can't tell you the community of women that have been following me and that uplift me and that have really enriched my life and have truly become friends. And you're gonna get one-on-one time with me and then with each other, which will be absolutely wonderful. You will also have access to the exclusive Inner Circle Live Well, Live Strong paid course members. And we will be able to grow and to build our quilting skills and also to just focus on some of the health and wellness topics that are out there to go ahead and improve who we are and to grow together. Let me go ahead and show you a little bit more about the pattern. The pattern comes to you. You can either purchase the pattern as a PDF download, or you can purchase the pattern as a PDF download and a print copy. If that's the case, then I would mail this to you, and that would come to you in the mail. So you get both copies. The regular just PDF download is $29, $29.99, but you have so much value with that. You have so many different quilts to do. You have the free worksheets that are going to come to you for each quilt block topic. So say the first block that we work on is fuel, just a simple half square triangle, but it's about fueling our bodies with the things that we need, whether that's water, sleep, food, maybe a little bit more fruits and vegetables for me. So you're going to have worksheets that you can go ahead and work on while you're doing that, and those that will be available to download. If you want a print copy of the pattern and the PDF copy, that is $35.99. But I will mail you your own set of the print copy of the pattern. The foundation paper piecing part of the pattern, some people have different preferences of what type of paper that they would like to use. I like to use just a basic newsprint and run it through the printer. You can run it through black and white or in color. Black and white works great. And this, I won't send you a hard copy of this unless you let me know that you really need it. But this is available for you to download because different people have different preferences of different foundation paper piecing paper that they might like to use. I, of course, am suggesting newsprint. I've tested it with newsprint and it doesn't bleed through to your fabrics. And it has been really good about moving through your sewing machine as you're stitching on it, which it is so fun to sew teeny tiny. Right here is the calm quilt block, which is about maintaining a sense of peace and being steady in life and trying to keep that calm feeling going, even when we're stitching on paper. My Live Well, Live Strong quilt pattern, I have actually organized in a binder like this. And in the binder, I put in some protective sheets, and in there are the instructions for the pattern. Everything is really visual, but we have live Zoom videos where we can have instruction on every single quilt block. So that will be wonderful to have. And you'll also have some illustrations in the course and even some fun quizzes where you can match some pictures around to make sure that you don't slice off that 1/4 inch outside seam allowance. I have different layouts of different color versions that you might want to do. This is the layout for the negative space. This is the layout for the bed runner. which we're doing in all grays. You have some templates in here for the foundation paper piece block. There is one quilt block that's foundation paper pieced in the original quilt, and it's the arrow quilt block, but it's an opportunity to learn how to paper piece. We do have some templates that people can use for the strength quilt block and also for the movement quilt block. I definitely need more movement in my life, but there is a small template right up here. If you don't want to use the templates though, I've tried to solve that pain point and give you an easier version to make your strength and your movement quilt blocks with just half square triangles. So I've included those versions in the pattern. I want to solve all those pain points so that you can get a completed quilt top. In the back, I put an index of numbered index right back here so that I organize all of my worksheets and the worksheets for each of the quilt blocks. And I'll give you a sneak peek of some of those that are available to download. We also have fabric kits for you, but I have to tell you some of the most beautiful Live Well, Live Strong quilts are from people that just pulled fabric straight out of their stash. Liz in Canada made one, and it is absolutely beautiful, and I will share all those versions with you and all the different colorways that people have already made this quilt. We have several colorways though. We have the original 17, we have the Coral 4 colorway. There are other colorways in here where you can know how to lay out your fabrics, where there's a 12 colorway, a 5 colorway, and a 7 colorway. So you might not be interested in combining that many fabrics all together. So we have different colorways and layouts for you that is included in the pattern. I'm so excited. You can buy the pattern all by yourself and follow along in the sew along, but the course is going to be a lot of fun. The course is just going to be a combination of women from around the world. It's only $150. The price is going to increase in 2021. It's a 3-month sew along. So for $150, you're going to be getting 2 classes for 3 months over the course of 3 months every single week. And we're going to have a lot of fun. If you can't log into the Zoom class live, then it will be there as a recorded version for you to watch anytime. Maybe you can't get this quilt done in the 6 months. So this class will stay available for you throughout the lifetime of the product, because we now have not just a Live Well, Live Strong quilt. We have a Live Well, Live Strong quilt collective. And I've got even more bonuses for you that will be dribbling out. Some of those bonuses will be just the hope and the heel block combined together to make a repeating pattern, and that's going to be a free bonus just for the Live Well, Live Strong course inner circle members. And you're going to be having 3 quilt patterns that you can choose from the Live Well, Live Strong collective. Those will roll out later, because right now we're going to focus on the Live Well, Live Strong quilt and not create too much overwhelm. Each one of the blocks, as we make them, will go ahead and release and come out on a weekly basis so that you don't have to feel too much overwhelm. Right here is the heel block. It's like 2 Band-Aids put together. This is the power block. We all get our power from different sources, and that's what I'm going to help you find, is figure out what power sources you have. And when you look into those power sources, then when you're feeling depleted, you can go ahead and tap into those when you need to. So this, of course, is the balance quilt block. It's such a fun one as a small, tiny foundation paper piecing one, but the balance quilt block is always something that we need. And that's another reason why we'll dribble this out, not all at once, but we'll dribble it out piece by piece so that you can go ahead and get what you want to get done. I'm Deanna. I'm from Stitches Quilting. I'm an upbeat personality. If you want to see anything of what my style is or what my style of teaching is, there's lots of videos that you can check out. You can learn more about the course in the course description below. And if you have any questions, you can always ask me, because on the live chat at Stitches Quilting, it's me on the other side that you're chatting with. And I'll want to help you through any of the processes or the pain points or teach you how to get into the back end of the course. So I hope to see you at the Live Well, Live Strong Quilt Course and Inner Circle in the private Facebook group. On Instagram, we're using the hashtag Live Well, Live Strong Quilt. So there's lots of ways to participate. But if anything, make sure you get your Live Well, Live Strong quilt pattern. It's not included in the course because there's lots of you that already have the pattern. So be sure to pick up one of your Live Well, Live Strong patterns, which version you want, because life needs to be about options. And those are the things that we need to have. I can't wait to see what you make, and I can't wait for us to do this together and for me to get to know each and every one of you. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll see you guys a little bit later, and hopefully on that welcome video inside the course. There is something I forgot to give you a little sneak peek of, and let me show that to you right now. Anybody that purchases the actual Live Well, Live Strong pattern, you get access to the worksheets. This is the leisure worksheet about how adding leisure to your life can make life better. Your mindful worksheet about how being mindful in your life can live a life of intention. Your positive worksheet, where you're working on being positive and working on the things and how you're kind of coming about the way of life. Freedom. We don't thrive well without freedom or safety. Self-care, so important. But how many of us feel guilty about it? How important is self-care? And why do we need to do it? We need to be as nice to ourselves as we are to others. Balance, we've talked about that one. Movement, all the reasons why we need to move our bodies and why we need to take care of that aspect of our lives. Self-reliance, you know what? Self-reliance is empowering. So we want to build self-reliance in our lives. These are just worksheets, and there are so many in here for each of the quilt blocks. Industry, working at something and feeling a purpose in life by having something to work on and to do. Accepting life and others and all sorts of other things. There are worksheets that correspond with the Live Well, Live Strong quilt block and quilt pattern and each of the 26 quilt blocks that focus on health and wellness for women. But for those of you that purchased the course, there are additional worksheets that are only available to you guys that are exclusive to the course right now, and that they'll be journaling, and that it almost be like a companion guide to the Live Well, Live Strong quilt. So there are so many bonuses for you guys. Be sure to read below all the benefits of the quilt course, the things that we'll review, the bonuses that are included, and there's other bonuses that are coming that you don't know about, because I always love to surprise and make you guys feel good. Let me come back on and let you know that there is a payment plan of $30 a month for 5 months, and if you pay up front, it's only $120. So that's 3 months of courses plus bonus work that you guys don't even know that's coming. Super fun bonuses. Be sure to read the course description as you're going through it so you can learn everything that you need to know. But if you go ahead and sign up for the course, take a deep breath and just pause and just know that you're not going to be alone. You're going to have a community of people to hang out with, and part of that community is me. And we're going to hang out with each other. It might be a pandemic, but we're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to build some quilting skills, and we're going to focus on our health and wellness in the meantime. I am grateful for a hard time, because it's a time when I can sink my feet in and be an example to my kids and my grandkids to let them know what resilience looks like, and that I can encourage them through my example and through my kind words too. So take a deep breath, and if you've gone ahead and signed up, and just know that that payment plan is there so that it offers flexibility for lots of other people. So don't get distracted in the weeds. I hope you join us in the course.